Michigan fans, Michigan women's hockey is live and on the air. Welcome to Griff's Georgetown, where it is your Michigan women's hockey team who are in town to take on Grand Valley State University on a home-and-home. Wolverines versus Lakers. This is the last away game for Michigan before they actually end up going to the, hopefully, anyway, CCWHA championships. So if you come in and take a look at the next 5 games happening for your Wolverines. They have a game tomorrow, 3:30 at Yost Ice Arena. That will be senior night, so come on and check that out. We'd love to see lots of folks down there celebrating the amazing seniors on this team. Then the next Sunday, February 12th at 3:30, they welcome in Concordia of Ann Arbor to Yost Ice Arena. Then February 19th, their final home game of the season, 3:30 on that Sunday, will be Michigan State University. Started off the season with a 3-3 tie with Michigan State, looking for a little revenge at home and to finish off on a high note. Then the CCWHA tournament starts off February the 24th. There will be games depending on what position Michigan is in. Currently, they're in the East Pod number 2, so they would have the 5:30 game, but if things get switched, they could have the later game. And then if they win Friday night on February 25th, they will be at the CCWHA tournament, times to be determined. And then if they won that, they would go on to the championship game on Sunday. We will be broadcasting the CCWHA tournament. Come out. It is in Burton at the was it Crystal Palace out in Burton, just outside of Flint. So come on down, and it is our pleasure to broadcast all those games, and we'd love to see Michigan have a great run in the CCWHA tournament. So let's take a little bit of a look at the schedule, as Michigan is 16-4-2 on the season. They're coming off a tough game versus Adrian. Ended up a 1-0 win by Adrian. Michigan looked like they had scored early in the game, but then the officials saw it go in via a kicking motion. Really hard to tell. Our bandwidth wasn't good enough for me to kind of zoom in and see, but the official right there, and they saw the skate moving forward, so they waved that goal off. Adrian able to put in a goal later as tapped it in. Looked like Pontiff got it, but they were able to tap it in. That was a lone goal, just one goal versus the number 2 team in the ACHA. the Adrian Bulldogs. Before that, Michigan had a 8-game unbeaten streak that went all the way back to their last loss being out at the Beehive. They did tie Arizona State out in Arizona State. So they had a tie, but they had 9 unbeaten before that. So Michigan trying to get another win streak going. As again, they battle Grand Valley State here at Griff's Georgetown. Then they'll battle Grand Valley State at Yost Ice Arena tomorrow, 3:30. Then games versus Concordia Ann Arbor and Michigan State, 3:30 in the next following 2 Sundays. Taking a look at that game versus Adrian for Michigan. Adrian did score once in the second. Total shots on goal, Adrian had 32 shots on goal. Michigan had 36 shots on goal. Adrian was 0 for 2 on the power play. Michigan 0 for 5 on the power play. Adrian serving 10 penalty minutes. Michigan serving 2. No scoring in the first. Penalties in the first. Wood went off for a cross-checking at 2:43, and Robinson went off for hooking at 19:33. The lone score was McCarroll, putting it in her 11th goal of the season. McDonald on the assist at 7:53 in the second. There was one lone penalty in the second. That was Swanson going off for hooking at 18:43. Then in the third, no scoring in the third, but a few penalties. Miranda went off for a cross-check for the Bulldogs at 7:58. Swanson went off for the Wolverines at 9:30. Then McDonald went off for a checking for the Bulldogs at 16:05. And Stitt went off, contact to the head, 2 minutes, a power play at 17:46. That gave Michigan a short 5-on-3. They weren't quite able to cash in, as Burt faced 36 shots on goal, saved all 36 of them. Ponith faced 32 shots on goal, saved 31 of them in the loss. Taking a look at your top offensive leaders for Michigan, Lindahl has 20 points, that on 14 goals and 6 assists. And second place is Swanson. She has 15 points on 9 goals and 6 assists. And then again, we still have 4 players knotted up at the number 3 spot. Evans with 13 points on 7 goals and 6 assists. Gargiulo with 13 points on 6 goals and 7 assists. Katie German with 13 points on 6 goals and 7 assists. And Rubin with 13 points on 4 goals and 9 assists. That's your top 5 for the Michigan on the offensive skating category. In the goalkeeper statistics, Ponith has played all the games. She has a 1.45 goals against average and a fantastic save percentage of .950 with 7 shutouts. Taking a look over at our opponents, the Grand Valley State Lakers, they are 8-12. I know the little item on the screen says 8-11-1. Didn't realize that it was an overtime loss, not a tie that I saw there. So that's what happens when I make the graphics the night before. But they're coming in as they just beat Davenport a couple games in a row. So they are coming in with a 4-game win streak. Their last loss was to Maryville back on January 14th. Since then, they've beat Concordia over at the Arctic Coliseum 4-3. They beat Concordia here at Griff's 9-1 with an offensive explosion. Then they beat Davenport, that over at the Patterson Ice Arena down in this basic neck of the woods over on the west side. That was a 9-0 win by Grand Valley State University. Then they had a 5-0 win here at Griff's Georgetown, their last game. That was on January 28th. They have the 2 games versus University of Michigan. Then they will play Michigan State University on February 16th, that over at Munn, or February 17th, that over at Munn Ice Arena. Then they will host University of Michigan Dearborn on Saturday, February 18th, that at 5 p.m. And that's their remaining games in this regular season. Taking a look at their last game, as that was versus Davenport. It was 1 goal before Grand Valley State in the first period. The Lakers got a goal in the second, and then 3 in the third to make it 5-0. 58 shots on goal for the Lakers, 10 for Davenport. Davenport was 0 for 3 on the power play, serving 16 penalty minutes. Grand Valley State University was 2 for 8. Serving 6 penalty minutes. Lefevre scored in the first at 14:24 as Rupsum had the assist. That was Lefevre's 8th goal. And then Lefevre scored her 9th goal at 13:27 of the second. Sprott with the assist. Penalties in the first. Mulligan went off for tripping at 1:13. Anderson went off for Davenport at 7:47 on a high stick. McCallion went off for Grand Valley State at 10:39. In the second, Mulligan went off for Davenport for tripping at 13:15. Angela Schultz went off for Grand Valley State at 13:51 for roughing. Then two Davenport penalties, one at 14:10 to Buzzar, and then one at 14:31 to Zam. Both for tripping. In the third, it was Sprott scoring her 14th goal of the season. Angela Schultz with her 11th assist, that at 5:05. At 15:20, it was Broschwitz scoring her 9th goal of the season. Lefevre added an assist to her 2 goals. And then at 19:42, it was Broschwitz chipping in her 10th of the season. That was shorthanded. Penalties in the third at 8:04. It was Anderson going off for hooking for Davenport. Bizarre going off at 9:12. And at 14:50, it was Mulligan going off for a cross check. Finally, Sprott went off for elbowing. Templeton played between the pipes for Davenport and took the loss, facing 57 shots on goal, saving 53 of them. And Samantha Schultz faced 10 shots on goal, saved all 10 of them. Taking a look at the top offensive point getters for Davenport, Sprott is number 20. She has the top, if this will move over for me, 27 points on 14 goals and 13 assists. Number 2 is Broschwitz with 24 points on 10 goals and 14 assists. 2 players with 17. That's Lefevre, who has 17 points on 9 goals and 8 assists, and Angela Schultz with 17 on 6 goals and 8 assists, and Scram checking in with 16 points on 7 goals and 9 assists. It has been predominantly Samantha Schultz between the pipes with 3.75 goals against average and a 909 save percentage. Here comes the lineup, starting lineups for your Michigan Wolverines. Levinson skates out to the blue line. We'll go. McCarthy skates out for the Wolverines, right to center ice. Swanson heads out to the blue line, starting for your Maize and Blue. Julia Lindahl skates out to the blue line, leading scorer for Michigan. Malashevsky, the starting center for Michigan, skates out to the blue line. And between the pipes is Poneth. Head coach for the Michigan Wolverines is Jenna Trebbiano. Assistant coaches Ned Glisson, Carrie Inman, and Joe Upton. Now for the Lakers. Angela Schultz skates out to the blue line. Ortiz, freshman, starting on defense for the Lakers. Scram, another freshman, starting for the Lakers. McCallion skating out to the blue line, starting for the Lakers. Center starting is Sprott, skates out to the blue line. And between the pipes is Samantha Schultz. Head coaches are Allie Kennedy and Brendan Rambor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, the playing of the national anthem. is your friendly clock operator here at Griff's Georgetown with some pipes on them as we're getting ready to go. We will go over the ACHA rankings and the CCWHA standings at our first intermission. But we are getting ready to go here. Final away game of the regular season for your Michigan Wolverines as they look to pick up some big CCWHA points, trying to make sure they get the number 2 spot firmly and try and put together a win streak to go into the postseason. Grand Valley State has other ideas. They'd like to get a big win at home and then try and sweep a home and home. Do have a nice banner up here to our right of lots of the history of Grand Valley State hockey when they were in the national tournament in 2009, 2010, and 2011. They were national semifinalists in 2015 and national finalists in 2016. As that puck coming in along the boards, trying to tip it was Angie Schultz right at the near point. Trying to fire it deep is McCarthy. That covered up by Sammy Schultz. 10:48 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far. Face-off will be to Sammy Schultz left as Malashevsky in to take the face-off versus Sprott. As the puck down, pulling it, Swanson trying to feed a centering pass. That goes all the way into the far corner. Lindahl chasing it, trying to dig it out of the far corner. Sprott over there trying to peel it away, as well as Malashevsky is a quartet of players trying to dig it out of the corner. And puck all the way back to the near point, now swung into the near corner. Lindahl trying to get to it. The puck outside the far circle, now in along the end boards. Lindahl puts it on the far circle. That picked up, now racing the other direction. Here comes Grand Valley down the far boards as they get it in. That goes right back behind Ponith into the near corner. The puck now through the neutral zone. As that comes right back, trying to pick it up is Riva, back behind her own goal. Comes back from the near side to the far side into the far corner. Riva has that down. Plowman trying to pick it up along the far boards. Now that backhanded down through the neutral zone. Riva fires it back deep as that comes right back behind Bonnet. Sprott trying to get to it. Katie German sends it in along the near boards. Riva keeps it in at the near point. That swings right back behind into the near corner of the Michigan zone. Trying to pull that away. Riva stops it at the near point. Trying to dig it out is Proctor in there. Trying to pull it away. McCallion also in there. As the puck outside the near circle, Riva fires it right back deep in along the end boards. Bryce trying to pull it away. Now Gargiulo chases it. Centering attempt, shot. That got knocked down out in front and covered up by Ponith. 18:21 left to go here in this, the first. Trying to break out my binoculars so I can see some of the numbers better. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That swept right back behind the Michigan goal. Now Simmer sends it down the near boards, trying to get it out of the zone. Angie Schultz trying to hold it in. Broschwitz at the near point. Trying to fire it deep is Lefevre as that comes right back behind Ponith into the far boards outside the far circle. Broschwitz trying to fire it out in front. There's a Michigan player down outside the far circle having issues getting up. The puck in along the near boards as Evans trying to poke that away. Angie Schultz has it. Now Broschwitz comes in on the near circle. Broschwitz puts it up and in, and they score as Grand Valley takes the lead at 17:46. I believe that was Rubsum. We will see. As that was Rubsum on the goal. Braschwitz on the assist as Grand Valley has the 1-0 lead. Lindahl comes in into the near corner trying to sweep it out in front. That puck in along the far board. Swanson trying to poke that away as it's back in along the far circle. Now through the neutral zone. That puck drifts into the near corner. Lindahl fights it outside the near circle. Here comes Swanson trying to tip it away, and that brought back top of the near circle, now driven in along the end boards. Swanson trying to peel it back behind, trying to get it away from Angie Schultz as the puck into the far corner. Lindahl with it there, trying to set it up for Malashevsky. That comes top of the near circle. Now racing the other direction with it is McCallion, who fires a deep shot and a save by Poneth. 17 minutes even left to go here in the first, 1-0. Lakers with the lead. Face-off is going to be in the near face-off circle. That to Poneth's right. As Gargiulo in to take the face-off. Hancock on the other side. That puck comes all the way around, and then it slips through the neutral zone back into the Lakers' end. Racing over to get it in the far corner, trying to pull it back, is Riva into the near corner. Hastings trying to get it. That centering attempt by Gargiulo comes all the way outside the far circle. Trying to stop it there as Rubin puts it into the far corner. Angie Schultz collects it there underneath the far circle. Angie Schultz bringing it down the far boards over her own blue line. Angie Schultz over center ice. Fires it deep into the Michigan zone. That goes all the way into the far corner. Katie German there trying to avoid pressure by Hancock as that puck outside the near circle. Still digging at it. Katie German trying to pull that away. Gargiulo in there as well. The puck right back behind Poneth into the far corner. Here comes Katie German, brings it ahead, firing it over to Proctor. Proctor gains his own. Proctor at the far point, moves it into the high slot. That grab by Hastings, but that's going to be a penalty. As tripping the call, that is going to be Michigan on the power play. That at 16:04. As looks like Hancock going in. So tripping the call, Michigan will have the extra attacker. Face off, that brought all the way back into the neutral zone, racing ahead. Here comes Broshwitz into the slot. Broshwitz with a shot, saved by Poneth as the puck outside the near circle. Trying to fire it ahead, Michigan. Sends it down the near boards. That comes right through the neutral zone. Icing waved off is going back to get it as Plowman in the far corner, trying to avoid Lindahl. The puck comes over to Broshwitz, right back behind the goal. Now Plowman sends it down the far boards. Trying to hold it in is Levinson at the far point. Lindahl chips it in along the end boards. Grabbed back there by Riva. Riva trying to dig it off of the end boards. Swanson back there as well, trying to peel it off the end boards as it comes outside the near circle. Michigan holds it in at the near point. Lindahl shoves it outside the near circle. Now that puck at the near point. Lindahl backhands it into the near corner. Lindahl chasing it. Riva fires it around the boards outside the far circle. Picked up by Lefevre. Held in at the far point by Levinson. There's a shot by Proctor and a save by Sammy Schultz as the puck back to the far point. Trying to pull it away is Gargiulo as the puck got blocked, coming ahead. And fired all the way down the ice by Lefevre. As there is 38 seconds left in the Michigan power play. Michigan down by 1-0 to the Lakers. The puck right at the near point in the Lakers zone. Evans has it. Evans with a shot, saved by Sammy Schultz as the puck comes outside the far circle. Rubin trying to pull that away as it comes right back into the near corner. Evans trying to collect it there with 15 seconds left on the Michigan power play. Top of the near circle. Proctor gets it back. Evans trying to feed it through the slot. Shot from the far point. Save as Rubin got a shot. Another shot. That deflects. 5 seconds left to go in the Michigan power play. Evans comes high slot. Moves down the far circle. Coming in. Rubin with the shot. That goes and deflects. Lakers back to full strength as the puck comes all the way back in along the near boards of the neutral zone. Scram with it there. Scram puts it in along the far boards. That fired back deep as it goes right back behind into the near corner. Sprott sends it back to the near point as Scram trying to hold it in. Now Ulowitz trying to hold it in. That comes all the way back into the Lakers zone. The puck right at center ice. Cevallos gets it over to Manning. Manning fires it. That deflects in along the far boards. Michigan pulls it in, but quickly the other direction. The Lakers, as Sprott trying to fire it deep into the Michigan zone. Izzy German deflects that as it comes all the way back in along the far boards. Chasing it is Goldman as the puck right back into the Michigan zone. Now along the near boards. Here comes Michigan. Manning gains his own. Manning outside the near circle. Manning As that loose comes back to the near point for Izzy German. Izzy German fires it just to the right of Sammy Schultz. Comes outside the far circle. Now sent back to the far point for Kolwich. Kolwich has that deflected up high in the air. Sprott deflects it back into the neutral zone. Now that moved in along the near boards. Here comes Michigan on the near circle coming in. Matthews, that gets tipped away into the near corner. 12:42 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Lakers with the lead. Michigan intercepts in the neutral zone and fires it into the near corner. Simmer chasing it there. That pulled away, fired around the boards by Ulowitz. That comes right back into the neutral zone. Matthews moves it over along the near boards to Katie German. Now here comes Simmer with a shot that just goes wide. Outside the far circle, battle for it as Hastings tries to move it all the way down into the Michigan zone. They'll say that was tipped, no icing. 12-11 left to go here in the first. Lakers up 1-0. The puck outside the near circle now coming in. There's a shot by Hastings, save by Ponith. One to nothing, Lakers with the lead. 12:02 left to go here in the first. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to the right of Ponith. As Hancock taking that face-off for the Lakers. That tipped. Malashevsky trying to pull it away. Now McCarthy battling in along the end boards. Trying to pull that away from Staby. That off of the near side of the goal. Here comes Michigan as they go. Malashevsky sends it down the near boards. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl coming on the near circle. Firing it to Malashevsky. That just off the side of the net. Comes right back behind. Lindahl has it underneath the far circle. Lindahl back to the far point. That held in there. Trying to fire it back deep was Levinson. The puck deflects. Right back behind Sammy Schultz. Moved around by Riva as the puck, top of the far circle. Deflected in along the end boards. The puck loose just on the far side of the goal. Malashevsky pinned against the boards. Battling back there, the puck into the slot as Swanson trying to get a shot off and saved by Sammy Schultz. 11:01 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Lakers with the lead. Face-off is going to be in the far face-off circle. That to Sammy Schultz right. Gargiulo in to take the face-off. Lefevre on the other side. That comes top of the far circle. Rubin moves it over. And a shot into the near corner. Proctor with it. Proctor outside the near circle. And move. Gargiulo bringing it back behind right through the crease. There's a shot by Matthews and a save by Sammy Schultz. 10:46 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Grand Valley with the lead over Michigan. Gargiulo in to take the face-off. Lefevre on the other side in the far face-off circle. Puck back to the far point. Held in by Kolwich. Brought back, trying to fire it around. The Lakers trying to get it out of the zone. That held in, but that popped up and out of play. Into the Lakers bench. 10:37 left to go here in the first. Face-off is going to come outside of the Lakers zone in the far face-off circle. Lakers up 1-0. Lefevre and Gargiulo again. That puck won back into the Michigan zone. Izzy German chases it back behind, fires it down the far boards. That deflected, trying to put it back deep is Lefevre as it comes into the near corner. Rubsum trying to fire it out in front. That into the near corner. Rubsum, the lone goal scorer so far. Rubin has it in the far corner. Michigan underneath the far circle as Gargiulo bringing it down the far boards of her own zone. Gargiulo gets over own blue line. Gargiulo has that puck knocked away. Fired back deep as that's Ortiz who put it back deep. Whistle. That'll come back into the Lakers' end with an icing call. 10:01 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Lakers with the lead over Michigan. Early goal that at 17:46. Face-off in the far face-off circle again. Lefevre in to take the face-off. Versus Matthews into the far corner. Pulled away by Ortiz, who swings it into the near corner. Bringing ahead, Broschwitz over on blue line. Right to center ice, pulled away by Matthews for Michigan. Matthews Goes back behind her own goal, coming along the far boards of her own zone. Deflects it off the far boards, trying to hold it in at the far point. Lakers fire it right back deep. That picked up by Katie German. Katie German over to Simmer down the near board. Simmer fires it center ice. Racing in is Matthews outside the near circle. Drop pass over to Katie German, who feeds it into the near corner. And pulled away by Ulowitz. Top of the far circle, tipped by Evans, loose. Evans trying to hold it in. Evans comes high, slot now onto the near circle. Evans using her body to protect it. At to Katie German, top of the near circle. Tipped right back behind. Evans underneath the far circle in the Lakers zone. Evans outside the far circle. In there battling against Scram, held in at the far point. As that sent right back deep and along the M board. Simmer trying to get it in the far corner for Michigan. Fires it back out to the far point, held in by Katie German. Swanson has it tipped away as a big battle with McCallion right at the near point. That puck brought down the far boards. Fired ahead by Scram, as that is going to be a whistle and a penalty upcoming. As that's going to be a roughing to Swanson, so Lakers will have their first power play. At 8:45. Face-off back into the Michigan zone. Near face-off circle, that opponent's right. That comes Sprott. Top of the near circle. Sprott with a shot. That deflects right back behind the goal. Levinson chasing it, trying to get it into the far corner. Broshwitz has it at the far point. Drop pass there for Sprott. Sprott coming in on the far circle. Sprott right back behind the goal. Now tips it right through the slot. That fire down all the way cleared by Matthews. As Sammy Schultz has it, stops it, moves it in along the near boards. Broshwitz with it, pinned against the near boards. Collision there as Gargiulo has it in the neutral zone. Moves it back to forehand at her own blue line. Now moved on the far circle and intercepted. Here comes the Lakers down the near boards. As Angie Schultz had it, got it over to Sprott. Sprott over center ice. Sprott feeds it down the near boards for Hancock. Hancock outside the near circle into the near corner. Trying to chip it away his forehand. That right back behind. Hancock gets it back to the far point. That into the neutral zone, racing ahead. Here comes Michigan as Malashevsky had it, loses an edge, and that fired by Ortiz back deep into the Michigan zone, but that's going to be icing. 50 seconds left to go on the Michigan penalty kill. 7:34 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Lakers with the lead over Michigan. Face-off is going to be in the far face-off circle. That too. Sammy Schultz right. Gargiulo in to take the face-off. Lefevre on the other side. The puck outside the far circle. Brought back by Ortiz, who moves it right back behind her own goal into the near corner. Hancock trying to fire it ahead. The puck loose. Here comes Gargiulo. Outside the near circle. Gargiulo fires it back behind the goal. Rubin trying to get it outside the far circle. Now that tip back by Kolwich. The puck underneath the far circle. Bringing it ahead. And lifted right at the near point. Sprott back in her own zone. 24 seconds left to go on the Laker power play. Intercepted by Gargiulo coming down the far boards. Gargiulo into the zone. Gargiulo pinned against the boards. It comes outside the far circle. Now that bringing it ahead is down the near boards, racing outside the near circle is Scram. Scram has it knocked away. As Michigan back to full strength, 6:44 left to go here in the first. Lakers up with a 1-0 lead. Katie German has it on the near circle of her own zone. Katie German coming down the near boards, fires it ahead to Simmer. That puck deflects right back in along the M boards. Bryce gathers it up there, fires it down the far boards. Levinson brings it ahead right through the neutral zone, fired right back in by Scram, back behind the Michigan goal. Katie German with it there, trying to avoid pressure by the Lakers. Katie German moves it in along the near boards for Simmer, who puts it into the neutral zone. Plowman deflects that, fired right back into the Michigan end. Bryce has it back behind her own goal. Bryce, as it poked away, the puck underneath the near circle. As Broshwitz, top of the near circle, comes high slot. Broshwitz now feeds it top of the far circle for Riva with a shot that deflects out in front. Here comes Michigan, tipped down by Riva. Now Swanson brings it down the near boards into the zone. Swanson outside the near circle into the near corner. Swanson trying to avoid pressure as she's outside the far circle. Sends it back, coming in. Lindahl out in front. That slips right through the crease. Staby has it outside the near circle. Lindahl trying to chip away at it, as well as Malashevsky. Lindahl with a shot that sticked wide. Outside the far circle, trying to hold it in. Levinson fires it back deep into the near corner. Is the puck loose? Olmstead trying to move it ahead. Excuse me, that was Riva. All the way back outside the far circle. Now coming in with it. Is that fired deep by Levinson. Lindahl has it back behind the goal underneath the far circle. The puck loose into the near corner. Riva with it there, trying to avoid pressure by Malashevsky. Malashevsky back behind the goal. Malashevsky trying to feed it out in front. She's pinned against goal by Broshwitz. Now battle for it. That comes into the slot. Wouldn't settle down in along the near boards. Riva with it. Riva sends it for a ride. That out in front. Shot by Swanson and a save by Sammy Schultz. Broshwitz peels it off. That loose in the near circle, trying to come in. Proctor with a shot. That deflects up off the glass high. Now comes in along the near boards. Broshwitz banks off the near board. Staby trying to get it out of the zone. Held in by McCarthy. Here comes Gargiulo. Gargiulo through the slot. Gargiulo shot and a save by Sammy Schultz. That comes outside the far circle. Michigan with some sustained pressure as McCarthy fires it. That covered up by Sammy Schultz. 4:08 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Lakers with the lead. Michigan with some good pressure in that last shift. Faceoff is in the near faceoff circle. That to Sammy Schultz left. Gargiulo in to take the faceoff. Sprott on the other side. That puck comes outside the near circle. Proctor with it there, trying to avoid Angie Schultz. That to the near point, holding it in. Izzy German, shot goes wide. Rubin trying to deflect it out in front. As McCallion trying to move it out of the zone, the puck loose comes in along the M boards. Gathered up there down the near boards. Rifle by Scram the other direction. Here comes the Lakers as they get it through the neutral zone. Knocked down the near boards. Here comes Michigan. Rubin back into the zone. She fires that deep. Right back behind Sammy Schultz. Riva, trying to come the other direction. That poked away. Ortiz had it. Now that slipped back into the neutral zone. Kolwich resets, sends it to her own blue line. Katie German feeds it down the near boards. That deflects right back behind Sammy Schultz. That will be icing and head back into the Michigan end. 3:17 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Lakers with the lead over your Michigan Wolverines. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That upon its right. Lefevre in to take the face-off versus Matthews in that near face-off circle. That comes outside. Trying to hold it in was Angie Schultz as that comes in along the M boards. Matthews fires it around. Evans trying to get it. The puck loose in the high slot. Now underneath the near circle. Broshwitz with it. Centering attempt. Goes right back behind Panev. On the far circle, Sprott trying to put it into the slot. That held in. Fired back deep by Ortiz and a save by Panev. 2:51 left to go here in the first period. Lakers up 1-0. Michigan trying to chip away and trying to get level. Face off to Panev's left in the far face-off circle. Malashevsky wins it into the far corner. Bryce trying to get it over to Swanson. Lefevre has it back behind the Michigan goal from the far side to the near side. The puck underneath the far circle. That pulled away by Malashevsky. Malashevsky gets it through the neutral zone, banked on the near boards. Angie Schultz takes it into the near corner. Lindahl trying to pull that away. Lindahl right back behind the goal, trying to fire it out in front for Malashevsky. That picked up, moved over. Katie German with the one-timer that goes wide to the near side. Puck outside the far circle. Rubin with it there. Trying to hold it in. Malashevsky battling in along the M boards now. Swanson trying to tip it back deep as the puck into the far corner. 2:08 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Lakers with the lead as here comes Broshwitz. Firing it down the far boards of the neutral zone. Rubsum fires it back deep. She has the lone goal so far. Michigan at their own blue line. Here it comes Lindahl. Lindahl gains his own. Lindahl on the near circle with a shot. Walker save comes outside the far circle. Rubin trying to pull that away. Rubin trying to get away from Lefevre. As that puck back behind moved and banked off of the near boards into the neutral zone. as forehand brings it into the zone. Forehand with a shot and a glove save by Sammy Schultz. 1:32 left to go here in the first. Lakers up 1-0. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That to Sammy Schultz left. Gargiulo in to take the face-off versus Hancock. Top of the far circle. That tipped away. Here comes a foot race as forehand. Trying to get back there before Rubsum can. Forehand. Knocks it off of the near boards. Now Hancock into the near corner of the Michigan zone. Battle in along the end boards, comes into the far corner. Rubin sweeps it back into the near corner. Now Rubsum trying to fire it the other direction. Underneath the far circle. Now into the far corner. Levinson trying to grab it and covered up by Proctor, or by Ponith. 1:03 left to go here in the first. Lakers up 1-0. Face off in the far face-off circle. That to Ponith's left. Looks like Matthews in to take the face off. Sprott on the other side. As that puck. Lakers have it at the far point, now pulled away. Here comes Evans. Evans racing ahead with it. Evans over to Simmer. Evans with a shot and a save by Sammy Schultz. No, it got put in. Did it get put in? Yes, it did. Sorry. Goal, Michigan. Goal, Michigan. As it snuck into the near corner of the goal, and I didn't see it. We're all knotted up at one apiece. That at 51.8 seconds left to go. I believe that was Evans with the goal. Simmer on the assist. Evans with the goal. We're all knotted up at one apiece. As Michigan answers back. Lakers score early in the first, then Michigan scores late in the first. That puck right into the neutral zone. As Ortiz trying to fire it through the neutral zone. The puck gathered in. Swanson into the Lakers end. Now chipped right back into the neutral zone. Kolwich right in front of the scorer's box. That brought ahead. Here comes the Lakers into the Michigan zone. Shot over. As a great save by Ponith. As Izzy German swings it around the boards. As that comes all the way back. 20 seconds left to go. As the puck gathered up by Lefevre. She puts it in along the far boards. As the puck loose, top of the far circle, now comes back into the neutral zone. Katie German ricochets it as it comes back. Angie Schultz underneath, back behind her own goal. And that will do it for the first. At the end of one, we're all knotted up at one apiece. As it was a goal. Goal at 7:46. It was a Lakers goal as Rubsum scored. Broschwitz on the assist. Then at 16:04, it was a penalty to Grand Valley as Hancock went off for tripping. Then at 8:45, it was a Michigan penalty as roughing to Swanson. Then with 51.8 seconds left to go, as Simmer set up Evans. Evans coming down, and Evans fired it in. Managed to slip it past Sammy Schultz, who has had a very good game so far. And we're all knotted up at one apiece. Well, let's play the victors, and then we will be back with your intermission scoreboard report as well as the ACHA rankings and the CCWHA rankings. You're listening to Michigan Women's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. at the first intermission here at Griff's Georgetown Ice Arena, where it is 1-1 Grand Valley State Lakers versus your Michigan Wolverines. Let's take a look at the ACHA Women's D1 rankings. Liberty maintains the top spot, 15-2-0. They were number 1 last week. Adrian in the number 2 spot, 19-5-0. They were in the new number 2 spot last week. Midland checks in at number 3. They bump up from the number 4 spot, 18-5-2 on the season. Minot State is at the number 4 spot, 14 wins, 8 losses, 1 tie. They were number 3 last week. Indiana Tech stays steady at number 5 spot. They have 22 wins, 4 losses. Michigan moves back up to the number 6 spot. They were number 7 last week. They moved back to number 6 after a battle versus Adrian over at Yost Ice Arena, 1-0 game, Adrian winning, but a good battle by Michigan. Michigan 16-4-2 on the season. McKendree at number 7. They were number 6 last week. They are 11-5-2 on the season. Miami checks in at number 8. Miami University, 13 wins, 7 losses, 2 ties. They were number 8, so they're holding steady. Maryville stays at the number 9 spot, 11 wins, 12 losses, 3 ties for Marysville. And at the number 10 spot is Arizona State. They were number 10 last week. They are 12-4-1 on the season. Taking a look at the CCWHA standings, as these get more and more important. If you take a look and search ccwha.org and check out the D1, you'll see they have a schedule coming up for the tournament. As we take a look in the East, Adrian has the top in the East, number 1. They are 13 wins, no losses, no ties for 26 points. Michigan, Ann Arbor is right behind them, 13 points, 3 clear of Michigan State. They have 6-3-1 in the CCWHA. Michigan State has moved up. They were number 5 last time we played. Now they're number 3. They are 4-6-2 on the season. They have 10 points. Michigan Dearborn right behind them with 9 points. They're at the number 4 spot. 5 wins, 6 losses, 1 tie for 9 points. Concordia Ann Arbor is number 5 spot. They have 3 wins, 10 losses, 2 ties for 6 points. They are knotted up with Penn State, the number 6 spot, with 3 wins, 11 losses, and no ties for 6 points. On the other side, it's Indiana Tech with the 26 points. They have 13 wins, 1 loss for 26 points. Miami University right behind them in the number 2 spot. They have 8 wins, 4 losses for 16 points. 2 points behind them is Grand Valley State. Grand Valley State trying to get into that number 2 spot as they have 7 wins, 5 losses, and no ties. They have 14 points. Aquinas at number 4. They have 5 wins, 5 losses for 10 points. Lake Superior State checking in at number 5. They have 4 wins, 6 losses for 8 points. And Davenport at the number 6 spot in the West, no wins, 13 losses. So the top 3 from each pod end up in the playoffs, so Michigan needs to make sure they stay in the number 3 spot. Grand Valley State battling. They just moved ahead of Aquinas in that number 3 spot. They're battling to try and keep that number 3 spot. They are now 4 points ahead of Aquinas, so they would love to pick up another couple points this weekend. Michigan looking to pick up points themselves and get them a little further clear of Michigan State. Let's pull this away now. Let us take a look at our intermission scoreboard report. All the way back on last Sunday when we had a game, it was Minnesota beating Grand Canyon 7-0. Michigan State beat Penn State 6-2. It's all, and those are the only games other than Michigan on Sunday the 29th. No action on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. Couple games happened yesterday, as it was Utah beating Denver by a score of 6-2. Colorado State beat University of Colorado 5-2. Concordia beat Davenport 8-3. It was Indiana Tech beating Adrian. Big win for Indiana Tech. That was a 3-1 win. That over at Arrington Ice Arena. No score reported between Michigan and Arizona State. No score reported between Michigan Dearborn and Lake Superior State. It was Miami University beating Aquinas 2-1, and Maryville shut out McKendree and won that game 1-0. That is your intermission scoreboard report. Let's play a few messages, or let's play a little bit of the Michigan Marching Band. You're watching Michigan Women's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. As the Lakers getting ready to come out onto the ice. Same thing with the Wolverines looking to come out of their locker rooms as the officials get the nets put back on their moorings. We are all knotted up at one apiece. Lakers and Wolverines as Grand Valley scored first as they scored at 17:46. Then Michigan, Evans scored at 51.8 seconds left to go. Michigan going from right to left here in the second period. Lakers are in their home white jerseys with the blue stripes across the middle, GVSU on the front, numbers in white on the back, and names in white across that back plate. Michigan in their away jerseys with the dark jerseys, the white stripes across the middle, numbers in maize on the back and on one of the sleeves, and the big block M on the front and the winged helmets. 1-1 is our score. Tomorrow, 3:30 at Yost Ice Arena. These two teams will tangle again. We'd love to see you out there as it will be senior day. So if you can't make it, we'll do our best. We'll have our broadcast. But if you can be there and cheer on the wonderful seniors from this Michigan team, we would be very, very grateful. It's out for Michigan. McCarthy and Levinson at the blue line. Malashevsky in to take the face off. Swanson on the near side. And Lindahl on the far side as Sprott fires that in along the near boards. That's sent deep into the Lakers zone. Trying to pull it around. Angie Schultz has it right back behind the goal, trying to pull it away. Here comes Michigan out in front. Shot! Oh, that back into the near corner. As the battle outside the near boards, that brought by Scram. Top of the far circle of her own zone. Scram coming in along the near boards, firing it ahead. That intercepted by Michigan at their own blue line. Here comes Lindahl down the far boards. Lindahl has that poked away by Angie Schultz. The puck gathered back up, back behind. Now fired ahead into the Michigan zone. Gathered up right at the near point by McCallion. Schramm has it at the near circle. That fire just went wide. Angie Schultz puts it into the far corner. Rubsum trying to fire it. That loose in the slot. Pulled away by Proctor. Proctor coming down the far boards. Proctor gets it into the neutral zone for Michigan. That tipped away. All right, along the boards. Now that's sent deep into the Lakers zone. Pulled back behind as Ortiz has it. Leaves it over for Hancock. Hancock coming down the near boards. Hancock has that tip. Trying to hold it in Gargiulo. Gargiulo outside the near circle. Now coming in, Rubin trying to pull that away. The puck swings all the way around the boards. Back to the far point. Bryce trying to fire it back deep. That pulled back down and lofted into the neutral zone by McCallion. Here comes Gargiulo. Gargiulo on the near circle. Gargiulo coming in. Shot and she scores! Gargiulo puts it in. Michigan goes up 2-1. And at 18-19 in the second. Michigan goal. Gargiulo, we'll see if there was an assist to it.
University of Michigan goal scored by number 19, assist to number 11. Goal scored 18-19 remaining in the second period.
As Bryce had the assist on the Gargiulo goal. That comes right in along the far boards, brought right back in. Evans trying to get to it on the far circle. Evans into the far corner. Kolwich trying to call for it. That comes into the slot, brought right back behind by Ulovitz. And Simmer tips it high into the air outside the far circle. Trying to fire it ahead was Broshwitz. That puck now taken back into the Michigan zone. Coming in. Here comes Rubsum. Rubsum on the near circle. Shot just went wide. And it comes on to the near circle. Coming down the other direction as Matthews feeds it all the way down the ice. That will be icing, though, and head back into the Michigan zone. 17:37 left to go here in the second. 2-1. Michigan with the lead. Face-off is going to be in the near face-off circle. That's upon its left. Hancock in to take the face-off. Matthews on the other side. That puck Brought all the way back into the neutral zone as that slips back into the Lakers' end. Trying to pull that back, comes right back behind the goal into the near corner. Pulled away by Evans. Evans loses an edge, banks it off the far boards. Malashevsky into the far corner trying to knock that away from Scram as the puck out in front, deflected, loose shot, saved by Sammy Schultz. 17-12 left to go here in the second period. Face-off in the far face-off circle, that to the left of Sammy Schultz. As Hancock puts that in along the far boards, held in at the far point by Michigan, now brought ahead as here comes Grebeck. Grebeck, top of the far circle, Grebeck spins outside the far circle. Now gets it high slot over to Ortiz. That goes over the crossbar. As that puck up and out of play. 16:51 left to go here in the second. 2-1. Michigan with the lead. Face-off is going to be upon its right in the far face-off circle. Sprott in to take the face-off. Gargiulo on the other side. As that puck into the far corner. Forehand sends it right back behind the goal. The puck underneath the far circle. Here comes Proctor. Proctor trying to feed it ahead. Into the neutral zone it goes. Ortiz fires it right back in. Levinson gathering it up in along the end boards. Levinson into the far corner trying to avoid pressure by Broshwitz. As that through the slot. Shot. Oh, that just went wide. As the puck into the far corner. 16:25 left to go. Top of the far circle as that drop back is McCallion. Drops it back to the far point for a shot by Angie Schultz. Outside the near circle. Scram has it. Scram puts it into the high slot. Sprott puts it back deep. Now Sprott getting it back with a shot. That goes wide to the far side. Forehand. Brings it back behind outside the near circle. Ortiz trying to fire it back deep. Gargiulo takes it back behind her own goal. Coming down the far boards. Here comes Gargiulo. She goes through her own slot. Now coming down the near boards, backhands it ahead. That gets right to the Lakers' blue line. Chasing it, Proctor into the near corner. Proctor fires it out in front as Evans trying to get a shot. The puck wouldn't settle down. Angie Schultz has it back and along the near boards, trying to feed it ahead into the neutral zone. Katie German collects it, fires it along the far boards for Bryce. Bryce backhands it, trying to get it out of her own zone. Coming ahead with it is Matthews. Matthews over center ice. Matthews, high slot on the far circle. Matthews trying to set it up, and there's a save by Sammy Schultz. As Evans trying to work the front of the net. 15:19 left to go here in the second. 2-1. Michigan with the lead over the Lakers. Lakers scored first in the first. And less than 3 minutes in, Michigan scored with under a minute left in the first. And early in the second at 18:17, Michigan took the lead. Face-off outside the far face-off circle. Swanson trying to peel it off the boards. Now Broshwitz comes in along the near boards of her own zone. Banks it off the near boards into the neutral zone as Bryce trying to fire it away. Pulled back behind by Katie German. She sends it in along the far board. Swanson trying to pull it off the boards. Now Matthews travels back behind her own goal. Katie German swings it around the boards to the near point. Lindahl trying to knock it away. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl over center ice. Lindahl outside the near circle. Uses her body to protect the puck. And trying to come in. Swanson with the shot. That comes all the way outside the far circle into the far corner. As bringing it ahead, Plowman gets it into the neutral zone. Coming in, Rubson with a shot that deflects wide to the near side. Katie German tips it along the far boards of her own zone. Gets it to Lindahl. Lindahl racing ahead. 2-on-1 here for Michigan. Lindahl comes in. Lindahl comes backhanded shot. And a save by Sammy Schultz. High slot. Izzy German with a shot goes into the far corner. And pull back around. Is trying to feed it. Sisak has it along the near boards. Now Izzy German with the shot. That deflects into the far corner. Rubin trying to fire it out in front. And knocked away into the near corner as Rubin trying to pull that away. Now into the far corner it goes. Gargiulo trying to rim it around the boards. Now top of the far circle. Shot. Save. And it deflects outside the near circle is Sammy Schultz. Got that save. Gargiulo trying to pull it off of the boards. As that puck all the way back to the far point, trying to swing it around his Broshwitz. Gargiulo trying to hold it in. The puck back into the neutral zone. Michigan has to touch up as they go for a line change. Gargiulo brings it back into the zone. That tipped away, but pulled back in deep by Evans. Evans on the near circle. Backhanded shot. And a good pad save by Sammy Schultz. As the Lakers have it on the near circle of their own zone, they backhand it all the way back into the Michigan net. Collected there by Levinson. Levinson trying to bring it ahead. Here comes Evans. Excuse me, that was Kolwich. Evans moves it over, coming in. Simmer with a shot. That got deflected into the far corner by Ulevitz. Now underneath the near circle. There's a shot by Evans. Deflected glove save by Sammy Schultz as that puck skips into the neutral zone, racing ahead. Simmer has it, top of the near circle. Moved over. Gieback has it. Now coming in, top of the near circle for Hancock. That deflects into the far corner. McCarthy puts it right back behind Poneth. Now Levinson chips it outside the near circle where Goldman feeds it ahead. The puck down the near boards. Goldman picks it up. Goldman fires it deep into the Lakers zone. Sammy Schultz steers it into the near corner. Bringing it ahead as here comes Angie Schultz over her own blue line. Angie Schultz puts it in deep into the Michigan zone. 12-12 left to go. Here in the second, 2-1. Michigan with the lead, trying to pull it off of the end boards. Gargiulo comes underneath the near circle in the Michigan zone. Centering attempt. Great job by Cevallos to knock that away. Cevallos down the far boards, chips it ahead for Manning. That loose, trying to chase it into the near corner. Comes right back behind Poneth. Now Levinson banks it off the near boards. Held in by Ortiz with the shot. Sticked away by Poneth. Manning has it along the far boards, trying to ricochet it out. Angie Schultz holds it in. Now Cevallos. Rimmed all the way around outside the near circle, bringing it ahead. Fired ahead by Levinson as that'll skip all the way back into the Lakers zone. Michigan going for a line change. The puck into the near corner. Cevallos chasing as that comes outside the far circle, now through the neutral zone. Bringing ahead is Scram. Scram gains the Michigan zone. Scram with the shot. That knocked away. Good defensive play by Bryce. Top of the near circle. Here comes Michigan. Swanson the other direction. Swanson 2-on-1. Swanson on the near circle. Swanson goes back behind Sammy Schultz into the far corner. She's pinned there, picked up by Sprott. Sprott starts the action the other direction. Sprott feeds it ahead. Now that lifted all the way down the neutral zone. McAlliott gains the Michigan zone. The puck in the high slot, knocked away by Bryce. Picked up Sprott outside the far circle. That backhanded back by Schramm and a save by Poneth. 10:44 left to go here in the second. 2-1 Michigan with the lead. Face-off is going to be in the far face-off circle in the Michigan zone. Sprott in to take the face-off. That comes all the way top of the far circle. Shot and a save by Poneth. Sprott right on the doorstep looking for a rebound. Poneth would not oblige. 10:39 left to go here in the second. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Sprott puts it outside the far circle. Schramm trying to center it up. Gargiulo chases it into the near corner. Gargiulo swings it around for Rubin outside the near circle. Rubin gets it into the neutral zone, coming ahead with it. Here comes Proctor. Proctor has it tipped away. Trying to pull it in is Rubin. There's a backhanded shot by Gargiulo, loose in the slot. Now outside the near circle. Michigan gets it back to Kolwich at the near point. Kolwich fires it over to Izzy German, top of the far circle. That shot out in front, saved by Sammy Schultz. The puck outside the far circle. Rubin trying to get to it. Now here comes Gargiulo. Gargiulo in the slot. Gargiulo knocked away into the far corner. Proctor trying to get to it. Lifted back to the far point. That slips back into the neutral zone. Michigan will reset as Kolwich has it in along the near boards. Banks it ahead into the Lakers zone. Now that fired the other direction by Plowman, right to the Michigan blue line. Izzy German firing it ahead for Simmer. Simmer gains the Lakers zone. Simmer on the far circle with the shot. Sammy Schultz with the save. The puck back behind the goal, out in front, and a save by Sammy Schultz. 9:31 left to go here in the second. 2-1, Michigan with the lead here at Griff's Georgetown. Last away game before the CCWHA tournament. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Matthews in to take the face-off as Lefevre on the other side. The puck top of the far circle, forehand trying to fire it in. Now bringing it ahead, Lefevre sends it down the near boards. Here comes Rubson, and shot sticked away by Poneth and along the far boards. Knocked away by Rubin bringing it ahead. Rubin trying to center it up, that loose into the near corner as Evans goes down to the ice. The puck into the Michigan zone, forehand gathers it up outside the far circle. 9 minutes left to go here in the second. The puck back into the neutral zone. Lakers reset. Rubson brings it in, top of the near circle. Rubson makes a move, coming in, shot. Bonnet with the save. Broshwitz gets it back to the far point. As that puck, Broshwitz has it outside the far circle, feeds it into the far corner. Center attempt got knocked away. Here comes Michigan as that puck right at the near point brought out by Matthews. There's going to be a penalty upcoming to the Lakers as Matthews went down on a trip. 8:34 left to go. Tripping call, that to Ortiz. So Michigan will have the power play for the next 2 minutes. They have the 2-1 lead. Face-off is going to be to Sammy Schultz left. In the far face-off circle, Swanson in to take the face-off versus McCallion. And puck into the far corner. Lindahl trying to pull it away. Now Matthews has it. Back to the blue line. That slips all the way back. Racing. It's a foot race. Schramm trying to get to it. Rubin into the near corner trying to tip it away. That puck lifted back in along the near boards of the neutral zone. Now McCallion had it. Here comes Swanson. Swanson into the near corner. Swanson goes back behind Sammy Smith. Schultz. Swanson back to the near point. Shot. That deflects. Fired out in front. Another save by Sammy Schultz. As the puck outside the far circle, I believe the net came off of its moorings, so they had to blow it dead. 1 minute, 28 seconds left to go in the Michigan power play. 8 minutes even left to go here in the second. Michigan up 2-1, trying to get a little extra breathing room versus the Lakers. Lakers want to finish, get the equalizer and get it all square. Swanson in to take the face-off in the far face-off circle versus McCallion. The puck outside the far circle. Trying to pull it back behind is Matthews for Michigan. Matthews back behind the goal, now underneath the near circle. Matthews feeds it to Rubin, top of the near circle. Rubin over to the far point. That's shot by Katie German. Deflects back behind, outside the near circle. Rubin with it. Rubin feeds it back behind the goal. Now trying to get it out in front. Lindahl patrolling the crease. Out. And that tipped and loose. And again, looks like the net came off of its moorings. .34 left to go here in the second. 1:01 left to go in the Michigan power play. Face off in the near face-off circle. And to the right of Sammy Schultz. As Matthews in to take the face-off, or Gargiulo, in to take the face-off. And pull back to the near point. Levinson trying to hold it in. Levinson, top of the near circle, now over to the far point. Evans with a shot. That goes just wide to the far side. The puck pinned in against the end boards. Malashevsky pulls it away. Malashevsky to the top of the far circle to Evans. Back to Malashevsky in the far corner. Evans pulls away, goes right back behind the goal. Fired into the slot. Gargiulo with that shot. And she hits the upper right-hand corner. There's nothing Sammy Schultz could do about that one. Just a perfectly placed shot in the upper right-hand corner. And Gargiulo makes it 3-1. Michigan with the lead. 7:04 left to go here in the second.
University of Michigan goal on the power play. Number 19, assist to number 24.
As Proctor picks up the assist on the Gargiulo goal. Face off right at center ice. That pull back over. Trying to knock it away. Broshwitz. The puck in along the far boards. Now brought ahead. As here comes Michigan. Ceballos fires it back deep in along the end boards. Gathered up underneath the far circle by Angie Schultz. She sends it for a ride. Outside into the far corner. Now underneath the near circle, Angie Schultz trying to fire it back into the neutral zone. And puck loose, now Lefevre puts it into Michigan zone on the near circle, but there's a penalty upcoming. 6:33 left to go, tripping the call. Michigan with a power play goal. They'll go right back on the power play, looking to try and get another tripping penalty at 6:33. As Lefevre in for tripping. Michigan with the power play as the puck back to the far point. Held in there by Katie German outside the far circle. Now Swanson trying to chase it. Matthews into the far corner. That pulled away underneath the near circle over to Rubin. Rubin, top of the near circle. Rubin outside the near circle. Broshwitz trying to pull it away. And it comes back into the neutral zone, in along the near boards. Katie German at her own blue line. Brings it head over center ice. Katie German gains the zone. Katie German, top of the far circle. High slot for Matthews. Matthews moves it over. Now Rubin, high slot. Katie German with a shot that goes just behind. Matthews underneath the near circle. Gets it back to Rubin at the near point. High slot shot that deflects into the near corner. Rubin chasing it. Broshwitz trying to get it as that tipped up into the netting. As that was Angie Schultz trying to fire it out of the zone. 5:44 left to go here in the second. 1:11 left to go in the Michigan power play. 3-1 Michigan with the lead. Face off in the near face off circle. That to Sammy Schultz right. Gargiulo in to take the face off versus Sprott. That comes outside the near circle. Controlled as Proctor trying to bring it away. That into the near corner, comes back to the near point. Levinson fires it top of the far circle. Now Levinson gets it back. Levinson with a shot and a save by Sammy Schultz. 57 seconds left to go in the Michigan advantage. 5:30 left to go here in the second. Gargiulo in to take the face off. McCallion on the other side. Puck loose, comes back, high slot for Evans. Evans trying to get a tip out in front by Malashevsky, comes outside the far circle. Now Evans trying to knock it away, comes back to the far point to Gargiulo. Gargiulo with a shot top of the far circle, that deflects outside the near circle. Levinson trying to hold it in, that fired right back to center ice. Pulling it down the near boards, here comes Gargiulo. Gargiulo gains his own. Gargiulo on the near circle. Gargiulo into the near corner with it. Gargiulo pinned against the boards. Battling a pair of Lakers. Proctor trying to come away with it through the slot. Trying to get a handle on it. Wouldn't settle down through the slot for Matthews. And puck into the far corner. Trying to peel that away. Proctor, Malashevsky trying to get to it. That puck in the slot. Shot! And saved by Sammy Schultz as the puck into the near corner. Trying to hold it in. Now here comes Grand Valley out of the penalty box, coming over. Hastings tries to feed up the attacker, and a great job by Levinson to knock it away as Grand Valley had numbers. Now quickly the other direction. Malashevsky with that shot. Saved by Sammy Schultz. I believe that was a McCallion coming down the far side with a beautiful breakaway just coming out of the penalty box. Hastings came right on, but a great defensive play. Michigan stealing an attempt away from the Lakers. Everyone back to full strength. 4:10 left to go here in the second. Michigan up 3-1. The puck into the near corner. Is trying to peel it away. Plowman in that near corner. Now that rifled around by Giebeck. Outside the far circle. As Manning trying to pull it away. Here comes the Lakers down the near boards. And chipped ahead through the neutral zone. Fired back deep by Hastings. Evans picks it up back behind her own goal. Gets it in along the near boards. At Izzy German. The puck into the neutral zone. Bringing it in is Ulowitz. Comes right back behind Poneth underneath the far circle. Now into the near corner. Izzy German pulls it outside the near circle. Giebeck trying to fire it out in front. Backhanded shot by Hancock. That goes wide into the far corner. Izzy German trying to knock it away. The puck underneath the near circle. 3:15 left to go. Izzy German pin. Broschwitz trying to pull it off. Giebeck has it now. Broschwitz coming in. That tipped away. Great defensive play by Kolwich. There is a penalty upcoming at 3:06. Tripping on Michigan as the Lakers go back on the power play. As Ceballos goes into the box. With 3:06 left to go, Lakers on the power play. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Battle for it there, trying to pull it away. That fired all the way down the ice by the Wolverines. Broschwitz and Sprott back behind. Sprott has it back behind her own goal. Matthews providing pressure for Michigan. That brought down the far boards. Now bringing ahead, Sisak puts it into the far corner. Broschwitz pulls it back behind Poneth. Broschwitz pinned against the boards. 1:30 left to go here in the Michigan penalty kill. That cleared all the way down the ice by Matthews. And providing pressure back there. I believe that's Goldman trying to knock it away. Excuse me, that's Simmer. Now coming down the near boards. And fired ahead by Andy Schultz. Andy Schultz at the far point gets it back into the neutral zone. Matthews fires it right back deep. 1:06 left to go here in the power play for the Lakers. 2:08 left to go in the second. And knocked off of the near board, sent all the way back deep by Swanson. Broschwitz has it back behind her own goal, fires it around the far board. Sprott has it outside the far circle. Malashevsky trying to provide pressure. That gathered up. Here comes the Lakers over center into the Michigan zone as Lefevre drop pass, top of the far circle for Sprott, spinning with it. Sprott trying to fire it, that right through the slot into the far corner. Malashevsky has it tipped away. Now McCarthy trying to get it out of the zone, held in by Lefevre, over top of the near circle for Sprott. Sprott putting it into the slot. Good job by McCarthy to knock it away. Lefevre has it back to the far point, trying to backhand it as Swanson gets it out into the neutral zone. Swanson trying to bring it down the ice. Swanson banks it off the near boards and gathered up as here comes Ortiz. Ortiz right back into the Michigan zone. Ortiz goes back behind Poneth. Ortiz now into the far corner. 4 seconds left on the power play. That got deflected out in front. McCarthy underneath the far circle. Now Michigan back to full strength. Plowman trying to fire it out in front. The puck to the near point. Scram with the shot. Good block by Proctor. 54 seconds left to go here in the second. McCallion, that went right through the slot. Proctor coming down the far boards. Proctor gets it back out into the neutral zone. As Ulowicz trying to get it, now racing in. Proctor into the far corner of the Lakers zone. Proctor sets up shop right back behind the Lakers goal. That knocked away by Sammy Schultz back to the near point. As the puck outside is brought into the neutral zone. Izzy German has it at her own blue line. 26 seconds left to go in the second. Proctor fires it back deep. Rubin chases it back behind Sammy Schultz into the near corner. That puck to the near point. Izzy German with the blast. Sammy Schultz with the save. And Kolwich has it outside the far circle. Kolwich pinned against the far circle. 7 seconds left to go here in the second. The puck back to Izzy German in the neutral zone. Michigan touches up. Izzy German outside the near circle. That will do it for the second. At the end of 2, it is Michigan 3 and the Lakers 1. Let's play a little bit of the victors. You are watching Michigan Women's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. just had a lovely interaction as we got to meet Joey, the unofficial mascot, a wonderful dog in here. It's a number 11 Hancock's dog from the Lakers, and I only wish our dog Woodson would be well enough behaved. Even if I wasn't broadcasting, he would want to greet everyone, and that wouldn't work so well. So wonderful to get to spend a little time with Joey there. As let's take a look. It is the second intermission, so it's time for our Michigan Scoreboard Report as we go all the way back to when our last game was on the 29th, and action that happened back on January the 29th. It was Michigan beating Maryland in wrestling 44-5. In men's basketball, Michigan lost to Penn State 83-61. In women's tennis, Michigan beat number 14 Oklahoma State 4-2 at the ITA kickoff. In men's tennis, Michigan beat number 21 Northwestern 4-0 at the ITA kickoff. In women's basketball, Michigan able to beat Minnesota 77-41. On Thursday, February 2nd, Michigan women's basketball with the big home win versus the Illini. They won it 74-57. And men's basketball with a win on the road versus Northwestern. That was 68-51. Yesterday, Friday, in men's golf, Michigan beat Penn State at Penn State 3-2 in Big Ten Match Play Championship. In men's track and field, it's the Mayo Invitational over at Notre Dame. Both men's and women's track out that way, non-scoring opportunity. Men's golf beat Michigan State at Michigan State 3.5 to 1.5. That in Big Ten Match Play Championship. In men's tennis, Michigan beat Baylor, number 11 Baylor, at Baylor 5-2. In ice hockey, Michigan hosted Wisconsin. They'll do that again today. Michigan beat Wisconsin 6-2 as they are number 4 in the pairwise, trying to get a couple big wins and keep on the winning ways for the NCAA men's team. Women's gymnastics at the Rutgers quad meet. Michigan is number 1 out of 4. 198.300 is their score. In wrestling, Michigan took a loss versus number 11 Oklahoma State. That was 15-24. Some scores already today. In men's golf, Michigan at Indiana won that 3-2 in Big Ten Match Play Championship. Again, men's track and field and women's track and field at the Mayo Invitational down in South Bend. Women's tennis already beat number 19 Oklahoma State 6-1 earlier today. Men's golf are at Northwestern. That happened at 1 p.m., but that's down at the Space Coast in Florida. And water polo, that happens over at Cal. That was 5:50 Pacific time, so if I can do some basic math, 2:50 that started at. No score as of yet. Michigan's gymnastics is at number 4. Nebraska ice hockey is again hosting Wisconsin. That at 7 p.m. That on Big Ten Plus. And then in water polo, Michigan at number 1 Stanford. That is a 5:50 Pacific game, so that would be an 8:50 Pacific game over live from Palo Alto, California for the Stanford Invitational. That is your Michigan Scoreboard Report. And now it's the second intermission, so you know what time it is. It's time for I Can't Turn You Loose.
Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to the Michigan Amphitheater. You know, so much of the music we hear today is this pre-programmed electronic disco. You never get a chance to hear master bluesmen practicing their craft. By the year 2006, the music now known as the blues will exist only in the classical record department of your local public library. And so, this afternoon, while we still can, let us welcome from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Gary Lewis and his blues band. Jerry Lewis and his Blues Band.
Both teams back out on the ice as Grand Valley has their 5. As Angie Schultz, Ortiz, Roschwitz. Looks like that is, I believe, Hancock. And Lefevre out there as the 5. For Grand Valley on the other side. For your Wolverines going from left to right. It is Levinson and McCarthy at the blue line. In to take the face-off is Malashevsky. Lindahl on the near wing. And on the far wing is Swanson. The puck. Broshwitz has it in along the near boards, bringing it ahead. Joey, the mascot for the Lakers, official mascot, comes in. And fired all the way down the far boards, through the far boards of the neutral zone. Battle for it right in front of the scorer's bench. Trying to pull away at it. Now Michigan had it for a moment. Trying to fire it ahead was Levinson. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl is ridden off of the puck and along the near boards. Broshwitz coming the other direction. Broshwitz centers it. Now Swanson gets it back over to Lindahl right at the Lakers blue line. Lindahl, top of the near circle. And Lindahl over, shot! As Lindahl moved it over to Malashevsky on the far circle. Malashevsky outside the far circle gets it back to Lindahl. Lindahl on that far circle. That shot got deflected outside the near circle. Rubin into the near corner for Michigan. 19:05 left to go here in the third, 3-1. Michigan with the lead. The puck outside the near circle as there is a whistle and a penalty upcoming. As Rubin into the box. Cross check. That at 18:58. So Michigan takes the first penalty of the third. They will be shorthanded for the next 2 minutes. Oh, both teams have penalty, excuse me. Offsetting penalties, that's going to lead to some 4-on-4 hockey. As that puck back into the neutral zone, chipped in along the near boards, picked up there. Over to Angie Schultz. Angie Schultz fires it down the far boards. Intercepted. Here comes Gargiulo. Gargiulo gains the zone. Gargiulo has it at the near point. Gargiulo loses an edge into the near corner. Sprott with it. Sprott goes right in front of her own goal. Sprott coming down the far boards. 1 minute, 30 seconds more of 4-on-4 hockey as Katie German knocks it off the near boards. Michigan trying to bring it ahead as Angie Schultz puts it deep into the Michigan zone. Top of the far circle, Michigan fires it all the way down the ice. That'll be icing as it just went to the far side of Sammy Schultz. That'll come right back into the Michigan zone. 18-13 left to go. Here in the third, Michigan up 3-1. Face-off is going to be to Ponitz right in the near face-off circle. Gargiulo versus Lefevre. In to take the face-off. That puck outside the near circle is loose. Trying to get to it. Ulovitz has it back behind. Here comes Gargiulo on the far circle of her own zone. Gargiulo over her own blue line. Gargiulo over center ice. Gargiulo gains the zone. Gargiulo into the far corner of the Lakers zone. Gargiulo still with it, moving it back to the far point. That chipped and comes outside the near circle. Izzy German trying to put it back deep. That right back behind the Laker goal. Broshwitz has it coming down the far boards. That tipped right to the blue line, held in by Izzy German. Now holding it in. Here comes Gargiulo. Evans has it top of the near circle. Now moving over. Izzy German shot. That bounces into the slot. Pulled away by Broshwitz. Broshwitz sends it ahead as Ulowitz loses the edge. And Lefevre has it back to her own blue line. Lefevre fires it down the ice. That tipped up. Staby along the far boards. Michigan trying to poke that ahead as Evans battled, and then that shot right back behind Ponith. 11 seconds left for 4-on-4 hockey. So Michigan fires it all the way back into the neutral zone. And gathered up as Giebeck puts it into the Michigan zone, top of the near circle. Kolwich with it. And ahead, Lindahl right at center ice. Lindahl moves it over. Here comes Proctor as a good poke check out there. by Lefevre, I believe, knocks it all the way back. And save by Poneth. Excuse me, that was Ortiz who had the beautiful poke check who knocked it away. 16:41 left to go here in the third. Michigan up by 2, 3-1. Face-off is going to be to Poneth left in the far face-off circle. As Malashevsky wins that, coming ahead with it, here comes Swanson. Swanson down the far boards, fires it deep and along the end boards. Angie Schultz has it back behind the goal into the near corner. Lindahl loses an edge. Angie Schultz comes from the near side to the far side. Angie Schultz feeds it. That banked off of the near boards into the neutral zone. Staby tried to get it. Lindahl brings it right back into the Lakers zone. Staby moves it into the neutral zone. That tipped away from Scram. Now Malashevsky fires it right back into the Lakers zone. 16:08 left to go here in the third. Michigan up 3-1 as the puck underneath the far circle. Firing ahead was Hancock right back into the neutral zone. The puck in along the near boards. Forehand with it. Forehand has that tipped away. Here comes Scram into the Michigan zone. Top of the near circle. Scram with the shot. Good job grabbing it when knocking it away with the glove by Poneth into the near corner. Here comes Michigan firing it ahead right to the Michigan blue line. Intercepted by Sprott. Sprott backhands it into the Michigan zone. Coming up the other direction is Levinson. Levinson feeds it deep as that's grabbed right back behind as Ulowitz into the near corner. Ulowitz battling Simmer and Matthews comes in. Comes outside the near circle. Broshwitz feeds it ahead. Racing down the far boards. Coming in. Top of the far circle, shot there by Scram, deflected into the far corner. 15-12 left to go here in the third. Michigan up by 2. Grand Valley has it in the Michigan zone. Held in at the high slot, fired. That goes off the side of the net into the near corner. Michigan trying to pull it away as Simmer. Loose through the slot, deflected. Here comes Evans down the near boards, banks it ahead into the neutral zone. And fired by Simmer right back into the Lakers zone. As Ulowitz has it in her own slot, gets it ahead to McCallion. McCallion feeds it to Sprott. That knocked away. Coming down the far boards, that lifted ahead by Izzy German. Izzy German fires it all the way back. That is going to be icing and head back into the Michigan zone. That was fired from the wrong side of center ice. 14:30 left to go here in the third. 3-1 Michigan with the lead. First game of a home-and-home as these two teams will tangle at Yost Ice Arena tomorrow at 3:30. We will have that game for you, but it's senior night for Michigan, so if you can make it down, come on out and celebrate the seniors. The puck to the near point. Angie Schultz with the shot. Saved by Poneth. 14:26 left to go here in the third. Face-off comes back into the near face-off circle as Gargiulo in to take the face-off versus Lefevre. That comes all the way back outside the far circle. Trying to pull it away. Rubin gets it into the neutral zone. Here comes Proctor, one-on-one. Proctor with a shot. That goes just wide back behind the goal. Now Gargiulo off the side of the net, covered up by Sammy Schultz. 14:26 left to go here in the third. 3-1 Michigan with the lead. Face-off will be to Sammy Schultz left in the near face-off circle. Cevallos in to take the face-off. Goldman to her left, Manning to her right. McCarthy and Levinson are the blue liners. Lefevre on the other side. Angie Schultz has it back behind her own goal, sends it down the far boards. And popped in. Hancock trying to get to it now. And Broshwitz in along the near board, gets it into the neutral zone. Cevallos back over to McCarthy. McCarthy moves it over to Goldman and along the far boards. Goldman drops it back to Levinson. Now in along the near boards to Cevallos in the neutral zone. Angie Schultz knocks that away. Hancock gains the Michigan zone, top of the near circle as that puck knocked back into the neutral zone. Gathered up by Lefevre at her own blue line. She backhands it down the far boards for Ortiz. That got deflected and Manning fires it ahead. And slips right back behind the goal. Manning chasing it. Pulled away. Swinging with it. Back behind is Ortiz. Ortiz puts it outside the far circle. Now that all the way ahead as Hastings trying to get to it outside the far circle. Michigan chips it down the near boards of the neutral zone. Here comes Malashevsky. Malashevsky trying to make her way into the high slot. Shot from the far circle. Save! Oh, trying to put it in on the near corner. And puck would not settle down. As Swanson had an opportunity. Now Malashevsky outside the near circle. Puts it in along the end boards. As that loose underneath the far circle. Bringing it back over. Spinning with it. Ulowitz has it taken away by Lindahl. Lindahl on the far circle. That puck back to the blue line. Now fired back deep into the near corner by Michigan. 12:48 left to go here in the third as Malashevsky fires it right through the crease. Staby in along the far circle, but they whistle. As that is going to be Swanson into the box, Michigan. As again, going into the box, both Michigan and Grand Valley. McCallie picks up the penalty for Michigan. Trying to see, that would be roughing called to both. As that pull back, here comes 4-on-4 hockey. There's a shot by Angie Schultz, goes into the near corner. Outside the near circle, Michigan trying to pull it out of the zone. Scram had it tipped away, now fired by Sprott. And deflected into the near corner. Sent back to the near point. It's Angie Schultz. Shot goes wide to the far side. Bryce trying to get to it. Now McCallion sends it top of the far circle. Trying to knock it away. Gargiulo feeds it into the far corner. Here comes Bryce. Bryce trying to chip it away from the far corner. Still pull back underneath the near circle. Here comes Gargiulo ahead to Proctor. Proctor over on blue line, coming down the near boards of the neutral zone. Proctor makes a move, comes in along the end boards. 11:50 left to go here in the third. 1:05 left to go. 4-on-4 hockey as bringing it back. Lefevre puts it down the far boards. Now ahead to McCallion. McCallion over on blue line. She loses the handle as Katie German fires it ahead. Lindahl on the near circle. Lindahl into the slot. That goes just wide as Sammy Schultz trying to dive on it and able to cover up that puck. 47 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey. 11:28 left here to go in the third. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Michigan up 3-1. As Lefevre versus Rubin in that far face-off circle. Ortiz takes it back behind her own goal. Rubin trying to pull that away. Now Lindahl chipping away at it. Lindahl fires it back to the far point. Now Izzy German, top of the near circle. Izzy German. That tipped out in front, loose in the slot. Now pulled the other direction by Broschwitz. Broschwitz over center ice, down the near boards. Gains the Michigan zone. Broschwitz brings it right back behind and collides with the goal. As there was a big collision, Michigan players, Izzy German went down into the near corner, and Broschwitz trying to come and cut in front of the goal and ended up taking the goal right square to the chest. And hopefully she looks to be all right, but that couldn't have been pleasant. 20 seconds left to 4-on-4 hockey here in the third. 11 minutes, 2 seconds left to go. Here in the third, Michigan up 3-1 as bringing it down. The near boards is forehand, brought back, controlled by Lefevre. Lefevre sends it down the far boards. Bringing ahead is Rubsum, knocked away by Matthews. Sends it back to Levinson. Levinson ricochets it off the near boards to Simmer at her own blue line. Simmer gets ahead to Matthews. Matthews gains his own. Matthews with a shot. Allie Schultz steers it into the far corner. Both teams back at full strength. As the Lakers get it back into the neutral zone. That lifted and coming down into the zone and along the far boards. McCallion with the shot. That got loose all the way back to the blue line. Right into the neutral zone. Sprott intercepts it. Sprott gains the Michigan zone, but offsides the call as the Lakers had not cleared the zone yet. 10:16 left to go here in the third. 3-1, Michigan with the lead. We were all knotted up at one apiece at the end of one. Michigan able to get 2 goals in the second. They'd love to add on here as Lakers want to chip into the Michigan lead. Gargiulo in to take the face-off versus Hancock as the puck in along the far boards. Into the far corner. Bryce has it back behind her own goal. And in along the far boards, over to Katie German. Katie German puts it into the neutral zone. Intercepted by Plowman, heading the other direction for the Lakers. And fired back deep into the Michigan zone, covered up by Poneth. 9:58 left to go here in the third. 3-1, Michigan with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Hancock in to take the face-off for the Lakers. Malashevsky on the other side for the Maize in blue. That puck loose on the far circle, tipped. Here comes Lindahl over on blue line. Lindahl over center ice, gains the zone outside the near circle. Lindahl comes in and goes back behind the goal underneath the far circle. Lindahl trying to make her way high slot. Katie German with the one-timer. That deflected off of Hancock. The puck outside the near circle. Swanson pinned against the boards. As Ulovitz trying to poke that away. Now Katie German pinching. The puck right at the near point. That pulled back into the neutral zone. Gathered and trying to fire it down the other side. The Lakers have it down the far boards of the neutral zone as Ulovitz trying to fire it ahead. Grebeck had it as there was a big hit down the far boards. Penalty upcoming to Grand Valley as into the near corner. Malashevsky with it. Malashevsky as it tipped. Katie German puts it back and that grabbed, and that will be a legal body check penalty to the Lakers. Michigan on the power play at 8:59 as Hancock goes into the box. So they're going to call it a cross check. Michigan has the power play with 8:59 left to go. Here in the third, they have the 2-goal lead. Face-off is going to be to Sammy Schultz right in the far face-off circle. And trying to feed it back deep is Levinson into the far corner. Gargiulo outside the far circle. Gargiulo coming. Shot. Saved by Sammy Schultz. And brought all the way back into the neutral zone. Evans picks it up at her own blue line. Evans spinning. Coming down the far boards. Evans. As that chip gathered up by Proctor. Proctor coming down the far boards. Makes a move. Gains his own. Proctor. High slot. Proctor making a move. Shoots and scores. Proctor puts it just inside the near post. I'm not sure Sammy Schultz saw it as she was screened out in front. Proctor puts it in. And Michigan takes the 4-1 lead at 8:28.
University of Michigan goal, number 24, unassisted.
Unassisted goal by Proctor. That puts Michigan up 4-1. Face-off right at center ice. Lefevre in to take the face-off. Cevallos on the other side. Broshwitz chases it in along the near boards. That gathered up by Ulowitz. Ulowitz has it back behind her own goal. As that tips, Cevallos puts it back into the far corner. The puck slips back into the neutral zone. Foot race now. Izzy German knocks it off the far boards back into the neutral zone. She is facing a 2-on-1. Good job handling that puck. Lefevre has it knocked away, trying to fire it back deep. Was Manning that tipped right along the far boards as Kolwich has it outside the far circle. 7:50 left to go here in the third. The puck outside the near circle. Manning trying to dig it off of the near circle. Pinned against the boards, and that comes back to the near point. Izzy German trying to hold it in. Here comes Lefevre the other direction. Lefevre gains the Michigan zone, top of the far circle, poked away. Now Sprott making move on the far circle as Izzy German knocks that, but I think they're going to call a tripping. No, interference, the call. As Izzy German, I believe, is going to go into the box, and the Lakers will have the power play. And 7:27, Michigan shorthanded for the next 2 minutes, barring any other action. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to Poneth's right. Hancock in to take the face-off for the Lakers. That back to the near point. Sprott trying to fire it back deep as that comes into the far corner. Lefevre sends it right back behind Poneth. The puck deflected outside the near circle. Gathered up there by Hancock. Hancock pinned against the boards. Now Lefevre has it back underneath the near circle. Lefevre underneath the far circle, hands it off as that tipped by Poneth back behind, and it comes back to the far point. Lefevre trying to fire it back deep. Here comes Michigan as they get it into the neutral zone. Matthews racing ahead. 2-on-1. Matthews moves it over to Simmer. Simmer with the shot. Saved by Sammy Schultz into the far corner. The puck loose right back behind the Laker goal. 1 minute, 13 seconds left to go in the Laker power play. Simmer trying to knock it away from Broschwitz outside the near circle. Broschwitz backhands it right through the slot. Brings it ahead. Here comes Angie Schultz. Angie Schultz over center. Angie Schultz, top of the near circle. Moves it over to Hancock. Drop pass over to Sprott. Sprott on the far near circle. Sprott coming in. Shoots. That deflects all the way back outside the far circle. Whistle. As that is going to come all the way back, 49 seconds left to go. I think that's going to stay in the Michigan zone, and it will. So that is a penalty on Grand Valley State, roughing the call on Sprott. So 4-on-4 hockey for 49 minutes. Or 49 minutes, 49 seconds. That'd be a long power play. 4-on-4 hockey for 49 seconds. And then it will be a Michigan power play as the puck into the far corner and pulled right back behind into the near corner for Plowman. Plowman over to Ortiz, back behind her own goal. And up and out of play. 6 minutes left to go here in the third. 34 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. Then we'll have a minute and 11 seconds of a Michigan power play. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Swanson in to take the face-off as McCallion on the other side. And puck pulled back to the far point, now moved over. Katie German at the blue line. Shot just went wide to the near side. Sammy Schultz trying to cover it up as the puck loose. Lindahl down. She gets up into the near corner. Swanson with it. Moves it to Lindahl. Into the far corner. Lindahl trying to get around Ortiz. Puts it back to the far point for Bryce. And tipped underneath the far circle. Now deflects just wide to the near side. Lindahl brings it back down. 5 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey left before Michigan power play. That fired all the way down into the Michigan zone. Katie German gathers it back up behind Poneth. As Michigan back to full strength, they have 1 minute 4 second power play. As the puck right back behind Poneth. Katie German into the far corner. Katie German brings it up the far board, sweeps it against the near boards. That gathered up and bringing it at is Lindahl. Lindahl over center ice. Lindahl gains the zone. That shot right back to the far point, held in by Gargiulo. Gargiulo pinned there. McCallion trying to move that away into the far corner. 40 seconds left in the power play for the Wolverines. That fired back to the far point, held in there by Katie German. Shot! And that covered up by Sammy Schultz. 31 seconds left in the Wolverine power play. 4:46 left to go in the third. Michigan with the 4-1 lead. We are so grateful for you joining us when you can't be at the rink. Thank you so much. We do our best to bring you as many of these Wolverine games as we can. Again, tomorrow, 3:30, Senior Day versus these Lakers. Puck underneath the far circle, right in front. That deflects outside the near circle. As Evans has it outside the near circle. That brought ahead Lefevre all the way down the ice. Lefevre on the near circle. Lefevre with a shot. Saved by Poneth. The puck into the far corner. Michigan brings it ahead. Coming down the far boards is Evans. Evans over to Proctor. Proctor gains his own. 4 seconds left in the Michigan power play. Proctor pinned against the boards. Lakers back to full strength. 4:13 left to go here in the third. Michigan up 4-1. That puck knocked down in the slot, bringing it the other direction is Sprott. Sprott gains his own. Sprott Top of the near circle, backhands it into the slot. Nice move to knock it away by Levinson. The puck coming down the near boards. Here comes your Wolverines. Over center ice is Izzy German. Izzy German gains his own stop. Shot just goes wide to the near side. Gathered up by the Lakers underneath the near circle is Ortiz. Ortiz trying to avoid pressure by Ceballos. Or Goldman, excuse me. That comes down the far boards. Holding it in, that's Ceballos, who fires it into the far corner. Hancock trying to lift it out. There's Ceballos trying to pull it off the boards. Coming the other direction is Hancock. Over center ice, feeds it deep into the Michigan zone. 3:24 left to go here in the third. Michigan up by 3. As Izzy German feeds it down the near boards. That brought ahead. Plowman intercepts at center ice for the Lakers. Puts it down as McCallion fires it deep into the Michigan zone. Poneth knocks it right back behind her own goal. Steering it as Matthews feeds it down the far boards. That lifted through the neutral zone. Here comes Goldman. Goldman gains his own. Goldman on the far circle. Goldman with a shot. That goes right back behind the goal into the near corner. Now bringing it ahead. Plowman has it deflected into the far corner. Ortiz chasing it. Evans trying to keep it into the zone. Now top of the far circle. Evans moves it back over. Katie German with the one-timer. That got deflected out in front. 2:35 left to go here in the third. Evans into the slot with a shot. That got deflected. Now Sprott trying to pull it away. Simmer trying to knock it out in front. Still loose now, pulled back behind the goal into the far corner. Sprott coming down the far boards for the Lakers. Over her own blue line. And brought back, and there is going to be a collision along the far boards. As Sprott goes into the box, Michigan on the power play. We're at 2:13. And Sprott showing some frustration in that far box. It's the penalty at 2:13. As they're talking things over. As emotions running high here, these two teams again will tangle. So slashing, the penalty, Michigan on the power play. Again, 3:30 tomorrow, senior day at Yost Ice Arena. These two teams tangle again. Please get out there if you can. Free for folks with an M card. Everyone else, $5 admission. Katie German with a shot. And Sammy Schultz with the save. 2:05 left to go here in the third. 4-1, Michigan with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle is McCallion. In there as pulled into the near corner by Matthews. Now Lindahl back behind the goal. Fires it back to the far point. On the near circle, Matthews with it. Matthews into the near corner for Swanson. Swanson trying to get it into the slot. Coming over. Shot by Rubin. And it goes wide into the near corner. 1:45 left to go here in the third. 1:30 left in the Michigan power play. And Swanson outside the near circle. Swanson feeds it high slot for Katie German. The puck loose. There's a shot that goes underneath the far circle. That lifts all the way down the ice. Cleared by the Lakers. 1:26 left to go here in the third. 1:10 left to go in the Michigan power play. As the puck loose, that deflected away. Scram with a good shot, but Gargiulo getting a stick on it. Gargiulo moves it ahead. Gargiulo over center ice. 1 minute, 8 seconds left to go in the third. Gargiulo outside the far circle. Scram fires it all the way down the ice. Stopped by Swanson. 1 minute left to go here in the third. 45 seconds left in the Michigan power play. McCallion fires it back deep. Levinson picks it up right back behind Poneth. Levinson coming underneath the near circle. 34 seconds left in the Michigan power play. The puck down the far boards. Here comes Michigan. Evans gains the zone. Evans outside the far circle. 38 seconds left to go in the third. Into the near corner. Michigan up 4-1. As that puck, Plowman trying to steal it away. Matthews hands it outside the near circle. Or Evans, excuse me. Collision into the near corner. Trying to pull it away. As that trying to get it to Evans. Racing over. Levinson puts it back deep. 4 seconds left to go in the power play. 15 seconds left in the third as Rubin trying to get it outside the far circle as Grand Valley back to full strength as they fire the puck at the near point, pulling it. Sprott outside the near circle. That tipped into the near corner. 1 second, and that will do it. Michigan with the 4-1 win. Again, these two teams will tangle tomorrow, 3:30 from Yost Ice Arena. It is senior night, so if you can come a little early, celebrate the seniors. We will see you there. If you can't make it, we will have the broadcast at arborbroadcasting.com. Thank you very much to the Lakers for their hospitality. As the best tradition in all of sports, the post-game handshake for my camera person, Christina Wiseman. My name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you, and have a great rest of the evening. And now, the yellow and the blue, Michigan 4, Grand Valley State 1. It's because they're called the Lakers. I make that mistake. Grand Valley State 1, Michigan wins.